interventions that are sort of persistent in societies and culture and that evolve over time. So think about things like games or currency systems or counting systems or storybooks or car games like 20 Questions or I Spy with My Little Eye, those kinds of things. And so I think part of what we do as interaction designers is intentionally shape objects and situations to evoke cultural forms and to sort of activate, well, let me give you an example of what I mean. So if I stand up here and cover my eyes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hopefully many people in the audience sort of have the feeling that they should be getting on the floor and hiding underneath their chairs. And so what I did there is just by covering my eyes and counting, I evoked this wonderful cultural form called hide and seek. And what goes along with that are patterns, these sort of really intricate patterns of social activity, and a collection of cognitive, physical, social, and emotional resources that you all bring as individuals to bear on that activity. Now, hide and seek is kind of interesting because there's no physical artifact involved in that cultural form at all. It's just me covering my eyes and counting that sort of launches that pattern of activity. In other cultural forms, there are physical artifacts that sort of the form kind of coalesces around. And so in those cases, designers can kind of take those artifacts and shape them and ship them and work with them to kind of evoke the cultural, to evoke the patterns of activity and resources that they're interested in. So 2 other quick points about cultural forms. One is that they have built-in mechanisms of reproduction. And so what I mean by that is if you've ever played hide and seek with a toddler, you kind of know what this means, that you know that toddlers don't quite get that they can't see what you can see, or that, you know, that their perspective is different than the perspective of the people that are searching for them. They don't quite get that there's rules and competition involved. And yet they're learning over time, and as adults and caregivers, we kind of know how to work with the toddler to kind of bring them up to speed in this form. And similarly with storybook reading, we know that parent-child reading practices are productive for early literacy achievement. But we also know that when parents read to children from storybooks, they do a lot more than just recite the words on the page. They try to make connections between the world of the child and the text and the illustrations. They emotionally